Alright, guys, welcome back to the live. Um, Let me know if my voice is audible to everyone or not. Let me know in the chat if my voice is audible or not. Alright, audible. Alright. Also, if it gets disturbed in the middle, if there are any gaps in the audio in the middle, just let me know. Alright. Uh, Throughout the course of the live, because it was happening last time, might happen today as well. So let me know about that as well if it happens. Also, make sure that you guys like the stream before we begin with it. Make sure that you like the stream first. We'll start with the doubts in 1 minute. Just give me 1 second. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's start with the doubts. We'll look at the market um, when more people join in. Let's start with your questions and make sure that you like the stream first, so that 7 people are watching and there are only 2 likes. So like the stream, guys. All right. Vatek Wabag. All right, we'll start with the questions. Let's just. This is already gone. This is already gone. There is some gap in your understanding. I have always, I've always told you guys not to chase stocks which are already far from the EMA. It means they have already moved. Um, so, so this one is already gone. Do not chase. Do not chase this. Also, the new guys who are joining in, make sure that you like the stream and then uh, start posting your questions. Give me 1 second. Hmm. Okay, Kala Mandir, Gateway District Parks. Already bought it just. So where did you buy it? What was the buy? Because I don't see a good buy here exactly. I don't, not seeing a good buy here. Kala Mandir, almost forgot about it. Yeah. So Kalamandir, see, the point is, again, I talked about it in the last live. You want to judge your trade according to where you are in the range. All right. So if you see the range bottom in this chart is actually somewhere here, and you're trying to buy it here. So this does not really make a lot of sense to me. All right. Because what, let's say, what if let's say you buy here and you keep your stop loss, let's say, below this candle. All right, which is a bad stop loss, first of all, because this candle is not really the anchor demand for the entire range. All right, the anchor demand. So what do we mean by anchor demand? Anchor demand basically means the demand above on which the range is forming. All right, so let's say this is your previous demand. Up move happens, price comes down, and this is where your range is starting to form. So any demand inside this range is not the actual demand for the range. The demand is actually coming from this level right here. All right. So once you understand this difference, a lot of charts which I deem extended will be clear with you why they're actually extended. So this is the anchor demand, this wick right here. All right. So this might have been a good entry, but here it's too far for me. And always focus on your cost, because let's say if you buy 10 stocks, right? You buy 10 stocks with 10% of your portfolio in each stock. Even if one of them moves 20%, you are up 2%. All right. So you don't exactly need a lot of good trades to make a lot of money in a single month. All right. So there is no concrete reason to chase a stock, because I see this a lot. You have almost 500 very liquid stocks, maybe 1000, 1500 very liquid stocks. All right, decently liquid for the most of us. It's not like we have to buy one stock with 1 crore rupees. All right, so decently liquid for almost all of us. All right, uh, and you can get in and get out very very easily. There is no problem in most of the liquid stocks. These are still some of the lesser liquid stocks, the ones which you see um on my screen. All right, and even I'm able to trade in them. If you go to some more active stocks, so let's say something like this is a very highly liquid stock, so you don't exactly need to chase entries. You have a lot of stocks you have, and you don't need a lot of big moves to make a sufficiently decent return every single month, or maybe over a quarter, or maybe over 6 months. All right, so I till date I haven't really come across a reason as to why you should really go after a stock which is gone. All right, I am very very strict with what I trade. So even if it's like 2% far from my desired entry, that is a bit too much for me. All right, so if it's even 2% far from the entry, it is too much for me. All right, I won't be able to uh, I won't buy it basically. Again, the new guys who are joining, make sure that you like the stream. So so Kalamandir, don't buy it. It is quite far gone. Gateway Gateway District Parks, maybe you can buy it, because if you see the current move which you are seeing. Also guys, I'm not advising, or I'm not telling you to buy these stocks. All right, we are talking strictly from a chart perspective. I only i only mean to say that the chart is good. All right, this is not a buy recommendation. Do your own thing. Don't come after me if it does not work out. But one thing I can assure you is you're better off listening to me than to other people who you find on YouTube. Not all of them, but most of them. So, all right. So, Gateway District Parks, again. See, I can tell you where the stop loss ought to be. So if you're buying here, your stop loss has to be below this. You cannot keep it below the previous wick. Can't keep it below this, because anything like this can happen in a very short time. All right. So maybe I would wait for some dip like this, maybe some higher low here to buy in. Some short kind of a quick wick to just trigger the up move. All right. Um. All right. Give me 1 second. Already bought. All right. Rolex rings. Yeah. Rolex rings. Don't buy it. I don't like charts with big candles from the supplies. All right. I need it to calm down. So maybe it will take a bit more time. All right. I don't like stocks with big rejections from the supply. All right. I would want something like this, a perfect calm at the supply. All right. Not a candle like this, because this is a bit too much. All right. Optim. All right. What is it? Optimus. All right. Nice name. Okay, again, here, again, see, guys, you need to recognize the gaps on the chart. All right, so let's say you are watching a stock. Uh, Mark your immediate zones. So your immediate demand zone is this one. So it's far from that. Where is the next demand zone below this? It's this one. So this is basically moving like this. There is a demand, and there is a demand, and now it's here. So all these gaps you are leaving in your trade. All these big candles you are leaving out in your trade. Nobody is buying in these big candles. The buying is done here, and then the supply is gone, so there is a big breakout, and then some sort of broader spectrum participants come and buy in. All right, so learn to recognize these gaps. All these moves, they are just continuation moves. You don't want to get into continuation moves because that's just a hope that the stock will continue to go up. All right, red tape holding since 5:30. 5:30 is good, but I would not exactly buy this one, because again, this is your demand and you are buying here. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable buying this. Um, Looks like a good entry. Like on paper, it looks good. If it works out, if it does not, obviously you can cut it out below this demand, but not for me, not for me. I want to buy stocks which can handle some sort of market volatility. All right, always, always. I don't look for momentum stocks. Uh, I'm not sacrificing the safety for some momentum. All right. So so I need a very very safe base to work around. My huge uniquoters, there is nothing in this. Again, there is nothing in this stock. Nothing yet. The weeklies is kind of good. That is why it is on my watch. But nothing here as of now. Let's see how it shapes up. I think it declared earnings as well. The earnings are also in. So so maybe something happens now. Let's see what happens. Now let's look at the index quickly. So Bank Nifty, I talked about this supply on my reel. On my last reel, I was talking about this supply right here. So what has happened after that? I also spoke about, if you guys remember, I posted a story about this demand zone right here. All right. While the index was somewhere here, the first candle of the day basically, and it has reacted well from this demand. And this was actually the Fin Nifty expiry day. So this day right here, it was Fin Nifty expiry, and everyone was caught up in the volatility which happens. But again, higher time frame charts, they provide a very very clear picture of what is going on. It's trending up. It came back to the last demand and it went up. All right. So so again, Bank Nifty, even though the supply is right here, even though the supply is right here, the daily supply, which is this supply right here, which made this entire down move. I won't be shorting it until this demand is gone. So I want a nice. So this was the first test. Now it's basically doing something like this. So what I want next is maybe a dip again and something like this. So give me 1 second. So something like this to initiate a trade. So my short trade does not start until I see this move starting to happen. All right. So wait it out. All right. It won't happen in a single day. Just wait and wait very patiently for whatever trade you're trying to take. The next scenario is obviously it simply breaks out, which is cool because I am buying stocks. So I don't really care about uh, taking the long in the index. All right. But obviously, I'm aware of this huge weekly supply right here. All right. This will definitely pose some problems to the index. So pretty good. We're not actually that bad. This was a 10% correction, but did not really feel like a 10% correction. All right, we went down almost 10% in Bank Nifty, but it was over very very quickly, which is nice. So, all right, and let's look at Nifty now. Nifty is actually above the 50 EMA on the daily chart. Nifty futures. This is also above the 50 EMA, but where is the supply? It's right here. So again, don't take longs here. What is Nifty actually holding? Why is it actually holding up? That is because of this entire base. This is the previous daily demand, the last one. All right. So this entire base right here. So Nifty is kind of stronger, which means some sectors in Nifty are doing good. And what are those sectors? You should be knowing that by now. It is realty sector. Extremely good. All right. Very very nice move. A lot of small cap realty stocks are breaking out. Um, Auto sector is also doing good, and pharma. So Nifty pharma is doing exceptionally well. All right, good move in the last 2-3 days. What else? Nifty IT is not so good again. Nifty IT is kind of weak. Nifty metals, I think metals are also weaker. Let's look at metals. Metals are also weaker. All right, still below the EMA. FMCG is also kind of at the supply now. So let's see what happens here. But this is making a weekly base again, like it usually does. So if you see big weekly base, some move again, a big weekly base at 15-20% move, and then again we are in the formation of a in the middle of a weekly base formation. All right. So let's look at that. Nifty PSU Bank is also quite strong, not as weak as Bank Nifty, surprisingly. All right, PSU banks are still strong. So don't discount PSU banks just yet. They can still move big if the market continues. But reality stocks, you had to watch it. They are all going up. I'll show you some examples as well. Look at this one. All right, very solid chart. Obviously, I am not buying these structures because they are moving up straight from the 50 DMA. So I'm not exactly interested in buying this. Again, see, this is the importance which I give to structure. I'll miss out on a very clear trend in a market, on a very clear trend in a particular sector, because the structure is more important to me. All right, I'll give you another very solid example. This one. So I think some people did buy this stock in my server, but very solid move, reality stock. This also went up straight from the lows. So whatever sector, see, sometimes sectoral move, they'll what they'll look like is they will start a pullback, and the first move will be straight up. All right. So don't try to participate in these moves. All right, because basically, if you are trying to participate in a move like this, you're also trying this move multiple times in the downfall, because every time it looks like it's trying to take off, it is trying to it probably continues back down. All right, so let's let it just pull back, form a nice base. The second base is the best base to trade. All right, so why do I say this? Because there are many advantages to a second base. So what do I mean by second base? First of all, so let's say after a pullback we get a bottom base, which is the first base right here, and there is a breakout of this first base. All right. So there's a breakout of this first base. If the breakout is big, if the breakout is strong, so basically if you see it went almost to the highs, this indicates some buying has come in. All right, because the lower bases have been broken, the trend has been broken. So when it forms a second base here, it is basically absorbing everyone who was stuck in the top of the downtrend. All right, so it was absorbing everyone who was stuck around the top. Now when this is done, this is when it actually gets ready for a fresh new bull run. All right, so the second base which happens from a downtrend is the one I am most interested in, and this was the case with COVID bases as well. So let's take a random example. Let's take this one. Okay, this is not exactly a good stock. Let's take this one. All right, what is going on here? Okay, let's take this one. So see, this is the first move. All right, this is the first fall, this is the first base, and this is the first move. So where am I buying the stock now? I will try to buy the stock from this base onwards. All right, I'm not buying the stock anywhere inside this up move, because this is the move out of the first base. It can simply just turn around, and maybe from a higher supply it can fall. This can just be a reaction from the lows. All right, I am trying to buy it here, and I'm trying to buy it here. All right, when the trend is starting to get established on the upside. So again, same thing here. If you see straight from the bottom, there's a base at the bottom. You can start buying here, but my preference would be to start buying from here on. All right, let a proper base form, let it break out, let the trend establish itself, and then we start buying from the second move. So for me, the second base helps me to get into a stock which is around the lows maybe, but it is actually bullish. So there is less risk of overhead supply there. All right, so we were talking about United Spirits, I think. So again, if I might go off on a different tangent altogether sometimes, but obviously listen to it even if it's not your stock. So again, the guys who have joined recently, make sure that you like this stream. So this is gone as well, and this actually went straight from the lows. So don't buy structures like this. This is gone now. All right. Vari Technologies. Okay, Vari Renewables. Okay, so this is breaking out already. I think you guys asked about this in the previous live as well. I remember it. So pretty good, but it is moving now. Don't buy it here. You're at the top now. You're at the supply, so it can fall like this again. But if you did buy it, pretty good. Might be a bit extended here, but maybe you could buy it with a half size. For me, if I saw this in the live market, I would probably ignore it on a second thought, because the wick is too deep here. So still looks pretty decent, not exactly too extended around here. All right, Ethos Limited. Again, this is moving. This is gone now. These are all at the highs. You don't want to buy stocks at the highs. This is also at the highs. You don't want to buy these stocks. Finotex Chemicals. All right, let's check this one out. No, don't buy this. This is downtrending. This is downtrending. All right, this demand is broken right here. Now this is downtrending. It can basically come down again. And today is earnings as well. So don't buy this. You can buy better stocks. Good on the weekly, but on the daily, it will take some time. All right, Palash Securities. Again, this is a very liquid stock. Don't trade these stocks. They take a lot of time to move. But again, Let's see what happens. But not a fan of these stocks. Look at every time it tries to move out, look at these reactions. This is illiquid behavior. There is no demand at the highs. Even a tiny bit of selling basically pushes the stock all the way to the demand again. How to select stocks for swings? Very broad topic. This is not something which I can explain in a live, but you'll have to work for it. You'll have to go and watch all the videos. You'll have to go and read through all the posts which I have put up on my Instagram. So difficult to tell you in one single uh, explanation. All right, but the first thing which I can tell you is look for stocks which are going up on the weekly charts. All right, look for stocks which are trying to stabilize around these weekly demand zones. This is a very basic requirement for me to buy a stock. Crest Ventures. Again, this is a illiquid stock. I cannot talk about it. Krishna Defense. All right. Very liquid. I can't talk about it. Structure is okay, but I don't know if it's because of the actual price action or it's just too illiquid. You look at the spread on this stock. This is don't trade this. You are uh, you might get stuck. All right. Look at the spread. 5 rupees, 7 rupees spread on the 300 rupee stock. HPL Electric Power. Again, nothing. This is downtrending. Once this base is broken, now it's downtrending. It can simply just continue towards the downside. All right. Can you please check Umber Enterprises? Let's check out Umber. You bought at how much? 3,000 rupees. All right. All right. So I think we did talk about the stock, right? I did talk about the stock. I'm not sure what I told you during that time, but 3,000, not bad, not bad. Given that you bought it um, here, not bad. This is a good trade. A bit closer to the supply, but again the range is so tiny. It doesn't really matter. The range is basically the entire candle. It's a one candle range. This is your range. So in these scenarios, it is okay because there is no other choice. In a bigger range, you want to stick closer to the demand. But when the entire range is just one candle, just multiple candles are basically stuffed together, then it's all right, I guess. This is a good trade. Now exit these stocks when you get 15-20%. All right, because you don't want to leave too much for the market to decide. ABSL. This was a recent IPO, 2021. Hmm. It is it is actually far from the demand. I cannot buy it here. I cannot bring myself to buy it here. Vesuvius, India. Again, nothing here. Uh, Nothing here. There is no demand. Demand is here and here. This is too far. This is not a contraction. Don't buy this. Sula Vineyards. All right. Again, I want to test this supply because right now this is the trending on the downside. All right. So a move like this would be nice. Nothing before that. NTPC. What is going on in NTPC? Let's see. Maybe. All right. Probably you can, because I know the hourly looks good. Yeah. So let's actually, you should wait for maybe a nice dip here, and then it can basically shoot up. Don't buy here. If you're looking to buy it today itself, at least wait for it to pull back somewhere around this area. All right. Don't buy it here. But pretty looks pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. JWL, there is no demand in JWL. Demand is here. So the only reason it is on my watch is because this looks exactly like this. We get a range, we get a fall, a shakeout, goes back up. We get a shakeout, goes back up, and we get a supply here. We get a supply here as well. So looks exactly the same. That is all I would say. Minda Corp. Hmm. So I'm not exactly a fan of this stock because every time I have bought it, it has moved very slow. So so look at this entire move up, right? Not exactly a fan, but yeah, structure is good. Nothing wrong with the structure here. Okay, this is very liquid. Don't buy this. See, the point is, look at these. Look at this range. This is almost 1 year. All right. There is no one trading this stock. Someone comes in, buys once, and then the stock is sideways again. There is no trading going on in this stock. Don't buy these stocks. Save yourself some time because these stocks are not going to move. High Tech Gears is now 400 rupees. All right. This is actually a promoter was buying in this area. Not sure what happened after that, but uh, now it's up. Now it's up. I think there is some earnings volatility as well. So maybe ignore this one. Look for some smaller candles. Ethos we have talked about. Five-star business is actually extended. So extended. We want the base to close out. All right. Extended. Indian Indian Bank, don't buy this. Don't buy this. This is extended. The demand is coming from this candle. So demand is right here. All right, don't buy this. This is not good. Again, what is this? This, I mean, come on. Looks like it's going to come down. Skipper after the results. The stock is not doing a whole lot. Results have already been declared, I think. It was already declared, I think, 2 days ago. This is the result spike. Or or has it not been declared? I'm not sure. But maybe you can check it out because this moves very fast, and that is what I like about this stock. This moves multiple percentage points every single day. 3-4% is a joke for this stock. So a bit risky if you are not conditioned by the volatility of the smaller names, but not bad. Bought at 533. 533 is actually a very decent entry. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. This can maybe break out. All right. What else? What else do we have? Balrampur Chini. Balrampur Chini. I'll tell you. I'll show you one thing about Balrampur Chini. Look at the weekly on this thing. All right. This is the weekly is very good. So if you can time it on the daily, maybe on a slight dip, Maybe this one is getting ready for some sort of big move. Just maybe. All right. Weekly is extremely constructive here. BCL Industries, again, looks very good on the weekly. Is a nice thing. Looks okay on the daily. I don't like buying after a big move immediately. So maybe a dip here and maybe some sort of sideways action before it starts to go out. Maybe that can um, that can help with the entry. Rolex rings, we have talked about it. Um, Podar pigment is very illiquid, so don't buy this. And if you are holding it, get out if it breaks today's low. All right, because this is where the demand is. Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda weekly supply. I think you meant weekly demand. But don't buy this. This is one of the weakest banks. All right, one of the weakest PSU banks. Look at the PSU bank index. I'll show you. Let's just pick up PSU bank Bs. Look at the PSU bank index. This is the polar opposite of what is going on in the index. So index is going up. This is going down at the lows. Don't buy this. All right. Was it a good buy on 2nd November? All right. Maybe, probably. Depend. See, looking at the current market, where there is a lack of good, there's a lack of good setups. Maybe that this was a good buy. All right. DV. What is it? I think it's okay. Yeah, too small of a base for me. Uh, this might break out, but this base is too small. So this much is not enough. I want something like this. So at least like 2 months. R systems, I would say avoid R systems. All right. This was the earnings on R systems. Big supply came in on earnings. Avoid it now. Don't buy it anymore. The range was too tiny. This is why I am skeptical of these tiny ranges. I've been talking about this since so many lives. Uh, this is why I'm skeptical of these tiny ranges. When the range is so small, it is bound to shake things up and then start going up or down. All right. So look at this area as well. Very tiny range, shook things up and then started to go. All right. So whenever the range is like it's too suspiciously too small or it looks too good, something worse can happen. So be careful of these names. Nothing wrong with the chart though. Confidence Petrol promoter buying. Uh, Weekly is good. That's all I would say. Weekly is very good, and promoter has been buying since here. All right. So if he's still buying, monthly is also pretty good. There's a big base here, so you can maybe start buying it slowly. All right. I am sure this will do good. Any stock on your watch? I cannot share the stocks which I'm buying because if many people buy it, it might be there might be some slippage for me. So all right, Morrison is gone. Um, yeah, it gapped up. Yeah. I remember it now. So you guys asked about it somewhere here. Gone. Yeah. So let it go. There are 5,000 more stocks in the market, and 1,000 stocks at least, which are very, very good. Just let it go. Anthony Wace, we have been talking about this from this level, I think. Yeah. So nothing right, nothing yet. It is still in the first stages of the um, base formation. First pullback, now maybe some sort of sideways action here to conclude the base. Bought DP wires, all right, at 570. That's a bad entry. There is no demand there. Demand away from entry. There is no demand. This demand does not count. So no demand here. And this is actually a split. It went up even after the split. So yeah, no demand here. No demand for me. JM, what is this stock? Again, very illiquid stocks. I'm not sure why you guys are buying these. Look at this. It does not move for months. And then breaks out how much? Like 15%. So you're waiting 5 months for 15%. Don't buy these stocks. Buy stocks which are more reactive to the market, which react more with the market. Otis is a very slow mover. I I I won't discuss this stock. All right, because look at how it moves. Not exactly the best mover. All right, it took almost 1 year in the raging bull market for it to double up, uh, while other hospital stocks went up much faster. Tips films. All right, this is gone. I'm not sure. Um, Probably this is already gone. I'm not sure what the doubt is, but this is already gone. So let's look at the index. What is going on? So Bank Nifty, I also talked about the weekly EMA right here. Pretty nice move from the weekly EMA. Not bad. Not bad. But IRB at 32.5. This is gone, but it's not moving, unfortunately. Too many wicks. Let's see when it moves. It is back down again. Alright, so pretty much holding the supply as well on the lower time frames. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Xiaomi hotels, hotels. All right. Again, you guys need to start understanding the difference between a base and something which looks like this. All right. There is too much risk here. Don't buy this. Don't buy this. All right. So that's the end of the doubts. We will stop here, and I will see you guys again next week. Happy Diwali. Have a nice weekend, and buy the small cap index Bs on Murat Trading. Um, if you have to buy anything. All right, so that's it for me. I will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.